Welcome to Blackpool, first trip of the season. I missed the opening day because I was in America. Videos that I'm still trying to edit, so there's tons still to come. I'm here for the Ghosts and Gardens thing later on, so we're going behind the scenes on the ghost train and I think steeplechase, which will probably be a separate video, but I might put some highlights in this one. There's lots to talk about. We've got ride removals, we've got new rides coming, we've got plenty of other stuff, so let's get in, see what this season is going to be, and have a chat about some of the news. We should probably start by talking about this guy, which clearly is not operating. It's still in bits. There was a lot of speculation. I've got a video up about ride removals, and that was one of the ones that was speculated to be going. Now, Amanda Thompson has said PlayStation, or Ice Blast as somebody calls it, I mean it is Ice Blast, is not going, it's just waiting on parts. And it will open later in the year, so we shall see if that's true. But certainly looks like it's not going to be open anytime soon. Got to start on the horses, right? I mean, if you can get on them. I'm expecting today to be really, really quiet because a certain Merlin park has just opened a certain alien attraction, which when I last checked has a 4-hour queue. So I'm guessing everybody's at Towers and it's going to be really quiet, which works for me because I'll get loads of rides. Ride number 2 was Wallace and Gromit. That was such a well-themed ride. Although I did notice a ridiculous amount of light leaking in that isn't normally there. Looks like they've done some work on the emergency lighting and there's like lots of holes where light's getting in. So hopefully they tidy that up throughout the season. But it's one of those rides that it's just great effects. Didn't have the smell pods today, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. So looking on the app, everything's like 10 minutes. So as I predicted, everybody's at Towers. As I said, that works for me. I will get lots of rides. So, Grand Prix confirmed to be going. It's not on the park map. It will be standing but not operating all this season. I'm personally going to be sad to miss it, but I'm curious what's next. There's been an article, Blackpool Gazette or something similar, where they said, you know, they're planning a new attraction that'll take guest experience to new heights. Which of course has got people speculating, are they now trying to take back the tallest coaster? Because obviously in a couple of months' time, Hyperia is going to steal it from them. Although, if they are going for a coaster, that usually takes a couple of years to plan, so I wouldn't expect anything imminent unless it's just a flat ride. So it'll be interesting to see, like this whole area here, the Bolodrome, where the Wild Mouse used to be, like there's loads of dead space. So there's plenty of opportunity for something. Just really curious what they're going to do. There was speculation many years ago about them doing something similar to like Stealth or Formula Rossa with a kind of high-speed ride that went out over the pier. The problem they've got with height here though is they're by the beach and it's windy, so they struggle and they have to shut the rides. So I'm not sure if they are going to go for something bigger than the big one, but it's a reasonably big space. I mean, if you look at it on a map, it takes up a lot of the park, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Obviously they've not started to remove it yet, so whether they remove it during the season or whether they wait till the close season remains to be seen. But watch this space. That's something we didn't see last season. Avalanche on 2 trains. I believe one of them was sent back to Mac for some work. 2 trains. Maybe the queue won't be too bad today. So I'm loving the lack of queues. As I said earlier, checking out online, it looks like Alton Towers has got like 4-hour queues. 10 minutes for everything here. So we just did Front Row Icon, which it's good to get back on that. Currently my favourite coaster in the UK. Be interesting to get on Hyperia and see if it takes that. It probably will. This is great. We're just chilling out and just knocking all the little things off as well, because everything's 5-10 minutes. Airbender. Well, that's Airbender done, and Revolution, because I'm going to have some lunch now, so it makes sense to do that before lunch. That's surprisingly smooth for such an old ride, and I still think they should get the photo of you on the way back, not on the way going, because on the way back is way more intense. So it's Blackpool, it's starting to rain, still good fun. Slight change of plan. I saw Avalanche with no queue. That never happens. So, partner and my daughter have gone to get food for me as well, and I went on that. That was running pretty well.
Hey guys!
Surprisingly fast for first thing in the morning. And as I said earlier, it's back on true trains, which is fantastic. That said, some of the track is looking a little bit worse for wear, a little bit rusty. So, it'll be interesting to see what maintenance they do on it over the next couple of years. Anyway, I'm going for lunch. So just grab some food in coasters, which I've been there many times. The food is really nice, and it's reasonable for a theme park, but the service is always horrific. Like, so bad. Like, we had to actually ask them, can we please order food? Like, they're wandering about aimlessly, and then the food's sitting there, and they're calling for service, and nobody's coming. Like, they're calling this place a resort now, and they're obviously, hospitality seems to be a bit of a focus for them. They need to up their game. Like, they've got nice food, it's affordable, but if the service is terrible... So, anyway, we've eaten now, so there's only one thing to do after food. More donuts, and then jump on the train. So, I put a video together recently saying I was quite excited about the rebranding of this place to a resort. And I still am, but I'm a little bit curious because they've said recently that they're moving away from heritage, which is what makes this park what it is. And I get they want to modernise, and to an extent that's great. But they're not going to compete with the big boys, so they kind of need to keep something unique. So, I'm not expecting them to get rid of the Big Dipper and the Nickelodeon Streak and Grand National and all that. But I do get the impression a few things are going to go. It is interesting if they're calling themselves a resort. I was hoping for a lot more tie-in between the park and the hotel. From what I've seen, they are doing a deal on the boulevards right now that you'll get a park ticket. But I think it's only if you stay certain nights. I'm sure I saw like Thursdays and Sundays. I'm not sure why it's not just all the time. And I don't think I've seen anything that says they've started using that South Gate. Again, it's great in the morning. That'll be the big one then. It's great in the morning, but they need to kind of, if they want to make it a resort, that needs to be like, you could go in and out there as much as you want as a hotel guest. So, interesting to see. But anyway, I got donuts, and I'm on the train. See ya! That's a little odd. They've not taken all the scaffolding down on the big one. I mean, they've taken enough down that they can run the ride. I wonder why they've still got some up. I mean, it's been open for a few weeks now, so I don't know if they're still doing some bits and pieces, some painting or stuff. Odd. So, it looks like, well, we saw it in the winter maintenance. They have done a lot of painting on Alice, which certainly on the outside looks good. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like on the inside. I am keen to get on Ghost Train, which is next, because there's new scenes on the Ghost Train. So, and of course we're going to do the Ghosts and Gardens thing, so we'll get to walk around and see it in detail. had a shot on Alice in Wonderland there, and I can confirm that is very well maintained and painted. Way more vibrant than usual. So they've done a great job in painting it up, which I guess to what I said earlier about them moving away from heritage, that is heritage. So as I suspected, it's not like they're going to rip out all the old rides, but they obviously have a feel they want to modernise the park. But no, it's really good to see that. And now I'm going to go on the ghost train and see the new scene. Let's see what this is like. I hope it was good. I think I noticed 3 new scenes. 2 just for the first bit when you come outside, or just before you come outside. I did get a new POV, but I didn't know to get those bits, so I think I caught some of it. And then 1 other bit as well. But it looks fantastically painted in there, so yeah, that's 2 old rides that have definitely had some TLC this winter, so that does give me some hope that they are kind of keeping that heritage, even though they said they're moving away from heritage. We've got an hour now until we go behind the scenes on that, so I have no idea what we're going to do. I think somebody said Grand National. Maybe we'll go do that. Well, the National was a walk-on, and I've had my annual ride on it because, oh, I'm glad I've got a chiropractor next week. Jesus, that was rough. Good fun, but rough. Jesus. So we've still got 45 minutes to kill. So I'm getting dragged towards the shops. Let's go see what's in the shops. Not quite sure how this rebrand's going. So we've got Pleasure Beach Resort, Pleasure Beach Lancashire, and Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Pick a name, any name. Sure. To sneak another couple of rides in before this event. We did the flying machines, which still amazes me that thing, 1904, is great also that they've opened it up so you can see the working mechanism in the shop underneath. And then finish where we started, on Derby Racers. So now I'm going to go over to the ghost train for this event. As I say, that'll be in a separate vlog, so make sure that you like this one and subscribe for when that comes out. I'll put a few clips in here. So I know there's a lot of people that kind of say Blackpool hasn't really looked after the Laughing Man, but he's had a paint job and he's been done up, and the park's closed right now, we're here for this event, but he was laughing very loudly and he's been painted and he's been redressed, so I have to say I'm actually quite impressed with the park this close season. They've done a lot of stuff to kind of spruce things up. Obviously there's other areas that still need some TLC, but there's only so much you can do in 3 or 4 months, right? So hats off to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, or Pleasure Beach Resort, or Pleasure Beach Lancashire, whatever they call themselves these days. But other than that, I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad. See you in the next one.